A quiet breakthrough inside Samsung's internal servers just flipped the entire update roadmap on its head. A hidden build number, a new UI engine, and a trail of tiny changes are hinting at a surprising shift in Samsung's software strategy. One that could make your phone feel faster, lighter, and way smarter than before. Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Samsung users, today's update story is way more interesting than usual because something unusual has happened behind the scenes. A brand new internal test build tied to the next One UI version quietly surfaced, revealing that Samsung is gearing up for a faster rollout than anyone expected. And the timing of this leak raises a huge question. Is Samsung accelerating the development cycle for all upcoming flagship devices? Or is something bigger changing inside the company's software division? Let's break it down. This leaked internal build wasn't dug up by random speculation. It showed up directly on Samsung's authenticated testing environment, a place where only early-stage firmware lives. That alone confirms that development has officially crossed the threshold from experimental prototypes into active engineering. And whenever that shift happens, beta builds usually aren't far behind. This time, the gap seems even shorter, which hints at a more confident and polished development process. Many users are wondering which models will get the updated UI first, and the answer becomes clearer when we look at Samsung's recent strategy. The next generation flagship series, of course, sits at the top of the priority list. But the interesting twist is that Samsung might start testing the update on the current flagship lineup before introducing it to the new models. That's unusual, but it lines up perfectly with Samsung's internal testing pattern from last year. So don't be surprised if older premium devices get early access while newer phones join the beta closer to launch. Now the part everyone is curious about. The features. Early logs reveal a refreshed animation engine that reduces micro stutters, speeds up transitions, and smoothens gesture response. These tweaks aren't massive visual changes, but they make everyday use noticeably fresher. The biggest focus appears to be on stability, battery efficiency, and improved resource management. It looks like Samsung received plenty of feedback about battery drain and UI lag in earlier updates, and the new version is set to fix these issues at the system level. There's also growing evidence that Samsung is refining the look of icons and UI elements to respond more intelligently to dark mode. When you switch themes, the icons adjust automatically, creating a more cohesive aesthetic across the entire interface. It's a small change, but it makes the experience feel more modern and unified, something users have repeatedly asked for. A particularly exciting improvement is the revamped RAM management system. Samsung has been integrating its Memory Guardian core deeper into the operating system, allowing the device to handle large tasks with fewer slowdowns. This brings smoother multitasking and better background app retention, something power users are really going to appreciate. And yes, one of the most requested features is finally gaining traction: the built-in app lock. You may soon be able to lock apps without relying on secure folder or third-party apps, which will be a huge convenience upgrade for millions of users. Let's talk timelines, because that's where things get even more interesting. Based on the build pattern and Samsung's internal testing speed, the public beta could drop within 4 to 6 weeks. That places the rollout window somewhere between late January and mid-February. And if Samsung sticks to the schedule it's internally testing, the stable version could align with the upcoming flagship launch window. That means users might see the stable firmware preloaded on the new flagship series as early as its retail debut. Another section worth noting is the redesigned Quick Panel. Recent test screenshots show customizable sliders, reorganized tiles, and more visual consistency. Brightness and volume controls now respond to user layout preferences, which means more control and less clutter, especially on larger displays. It feels like Samsung is finally listening to long-time feedback and offering tools that make the interface truly user-driven instead of system-driven. Even more intriguing is a new floating design language being tested internally, where UI elements subtly lift off the background. It's not a dramatic change, but it introduces a depth effect that makes the interface feel lighter and more responsive. Paired with the new animations, this could be one of the most fluid One UI updates in years. The best part: these early features are only the starting point. Once the beta goes live and developers across different regions begin testing it, we usually see even more fine-tuning. Samsung often reserves a few surprises for late-stage beta patches, sometimes small, sometimes pretty big. So keep an eye out for additional enhancements as the beta progresses. If you want to stay updated on every leak, beta rollout, and confirmed feature, make sure your notifications are on. Many users miss updates simply because the phone doesn't surface them immediately. So if you never want to miss early access or new features dropping in your region, you know what to do. And of course, join the Telegram channel. That's where the fastest updates always appear. Samsung's rapid development this time suggests something bigger is in motion, and the next few weeks will reveal how fast the company plans to push this rollout worldwide. If more internal builds appear, or if Samsung begins prepping regional servers for the beta, you'll hear about it right here. Until then, stay tuned, stay curious, and I'll keep you updated with every new detail as soon as it drops.